Hi friends, it's me, MamaChelle. I'm back again in week 4 of our Mama Devos every day for the month of May. Monday through Friday, I've uploaded and will continue uploading a Devo inviting you into my life and sharing with my devotions. So, let's get started. Today I'm reading from Matthew 19, verses 13 and 14. Then some children were brought to him so that he might lay his hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said, "Let the children alone, and do not hinder them from coming to me. For the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Today I want to just talk about something that I've noticed in our society, and something that's kind of made its way into our homes. I don't think that as a society we usually view children as people, which I think is sad. So I know they're not just miniature adults, they're still learning, we're still training them how to be people, but they are people. If I had a disabled child who would never learn appropriate behavior, still a person. So, what I want to talk about is how that carries over in our treatment. And I think that a lot of times we, as parents, expect respect. We expect unconditional love. We expect a certain level of respect from our children, but we don't show them any. And I understand that, yes, we do need to show respect to adults in different ways, but our children still deserve some respect. Example, when my husband and I are talking in the vehicle, like I've talked about before, I think, it's okay if my children participate in conversation. Now, it's not okay for them to, jump in and interrupt, but it's also not okay for me to do that to them. I might not think what they're saying is important, but unless it's an emergency situation, I'm trying really hard to just let it go. Yes, it's somewhat annoying when my kid has to think a long time before what he wants to say comes out of his mouth. But how else is he going to learn except through practice? I hate that it seems like we have this idea of, okay, well, you have to go to this place, school, and learn how to speak publicly before you can speak to an adult. I've never understood that. When I was still considered a child, I had adult friends. Most of my friends my age did not, and I don't get it. I don't know why. I think we are so divided, and maybe this goes back to what I was talking about the other day with socialization in the greenhouse. Like, I spent most of my young years, like 3 to 7, with adults. I was an only child until I was 7. I don't know if that makes it different. I don't know if it's just the way my parents raised me, or the community that I grew up in was so small that everyone knew each other and I just felt comfortable around adults. But I noticed, like, even in my extended family, and if you're watching this, congratulations, I really doubt it because none of you have talked to me in years. I did not have a place at the table. Like, I could sit there and eat, but I very rarely got to talk. And at first I thought it was because I was a girl. I'm the oldest girl on that side. Well, I'm the oldest girl on every side. But I think it's just because I was a child in their eyes, and children should be seen and not heard. And I don't agree with that at all. I don't think that our children are going to turn into well-functioning adults if we expect them to be over in the corner only communicating with each other. I don't think that helps any situations blossom and grow. I think learning from older women is how we become older women. because we stay in this warped, like, oh, well, I'm juvenile, and okay, now I'm 18, woo, I get to do all these adult things. It doesn't really work like that. I don't understand that thinking. But I think with our society looking at children as not people, that is a big problem. Like, what happens when people decide that, well, if you can't become an adult, then you're not worthy of being human, and we should exterminate you? And we're not to that point yet, but could we get there? Yeah, we could. We've been in places similar before. It's just scary to me. Like, when I hear a person say, oh, I don't know how to talk to kids, all I hear is, I don't know how to talk to anyone who isn't exactly like me. Because it's really easy to talk to kids if you just talk about them. What's your favorite color? Oh, do you know how to tie your shoes? Do you have any siblings? Who's your favorite TV show character? What's your favorite food? Super simple. And yes, it's harder to talk to them when they're like throwing a fit and having an emotional reaction, but guess what? It's hard to talk to adults when they're having emotional disturbances. If I'm standing in Walmart crying, not too many people are going to come up and talk to me. If I'm sitting in church crying, I don't know if a lot of people are going to come up and talk to me. I think because I know enough people in my church now that a lot of people would. But 2 years ago, I probably would have said no. So, when do I become an adult? Again, I'm not saying that we should ask our children their thoughts on everything and let them make the call on how our house runs. But if my kid hates something that we're doing and I don't have to do it, I could take that into consideration. I mean, it wouldn't kill me. I guess I am able to be like, well, suck it up, Buttercup. I don't really care if you like meatloaf. But if no one else likes meatloaf at my table, why would I make it? And if I expect my children to speak to me a certain way or to treat me a certain way, I need to treat them the same way. So, if I am running around calling everyone a brat and screaming at them and being mean mom, why would I expect anything different? They're humans. And Jesus recognized them as humans. He was praying for them. But Jesus said, let the children alone and do not hinder them from coming to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. So not only does he recognize that children are people, he said that we need to act like them. And obviously he's not meaning disobey like they do or be incapable of reaching tall things. He's talking about their attitudes and their genuineness and their pure innocence. So, I just wonder, do we expect our children to be mini adults? Do we expect our children to treat us in a way that we wouldn't want to be treated? Or do we treat our children in a way that we don't want to be treated? I think I've heard that somewhere before. Something to think about. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you tomorrow.